Yeah, welcome back to Strasbourg here. So, I mean, just a few minutes ago when the result was announced in London, you could hear the gasps on every floor of this building because practically everyone was watching proceedings in London live. Let's talk to Mairead McGuinness, Vice President of the European Parliament. 230. What's your response to that?
Well, I think you said people were gasping. I mean, there's no doubt that everyone was glued to what was happening in the House of Commons. I suppose in a calm moment, I'd say this is very decisive. I thought the Prime Minister, in her summary after the result was delivered, was quite clear about the next steps. We had anticipated perhaps not quite as big a margin. And I think we're going to have to wait and analyse who's voted what way, because what strikes me, and always has, is that this has been rejected by such a large margin, but people voted against it for different reasons. So, for example, some people dislike the idea of an agreement at all, so they want a hard Brexit. Others, like Jeremy Corbyn, wants a customs union, so they don't like the flavour of it. Well, the deal is on the table. From the European Union side,
it's just been given a death certificate.
It's very clear what the House of Commons has said in terms of the numbers. It is not clear what the House of Commons wants next. So this is, for me, quite critical. So we hear the result, very clear and very strong. We also have heard Jeremy Corbyn and others say a no deal must be off the table. So my question is, and I think Donald Tusk, President of the Council, is also saying this, so if this deal is not acceptable and if no deal is not acceptable, what will work? And I'm asking this of the United Kingdom.
So you would welcome the indicative votes in the House of Commons that go through the various different options, for instance?
Yeah, but I don't think it's clear from the votes that have taken place thus far as to what a majority in the House of Commons will want. And I take it back to my question. You can analyse the big picture and say, yes, it's rejected. But you have to look at the details here, because what would satisfy some in the House of Commons in terms of tweaking will dissatisfy others. So I think we're going to have to be calm, listen to what the House of Commons has said, but this is really an issue for the United Kingdom, as it has been thus far and continues to be.
But when it comes to Brexit and the economic repercussions, Ireland, the Republic of Ireland and the United Kingdom are joined at the hip on this one. This affects you almost as much as it affects us.
Absolutely, and we've always said that, and we're near neighbours and we're good friends and we have to find a way forward. But remember, Ireland is the European Union. We're not part of just, we are intrinsically part of the EU 27, and therefore the pain that we might feel will be felt by the rest of Europe. And as the Prime Minister very clearly said, the pain of a no deal will affect British citizens in a way which I think needs to be fully understood.
But there are so many potential options. Which one would you like to see advanced now?
Well, I suppose, even though this will sound strange, I'm glad that we've had a vote. I'm glad that at this stage we know the extent of the rejection, but I'm going to go back to my original point and say I need to reflect perhaps overnight and tomorrow as to who has voted what way, what would satisfy different members of the House of Commons, because while there are those who want a hard Brexit and want Brexit, there are also members of the House of Commons who dream of another vote. So we have to be quite analytical and quite clear from a European perspective that the deal we have negotiated in good faith with the United Kingdom remains on the table.
And in 5 seconds, a second referendum, yes or no?
It's not for me, not my call.
All right. Mairead McGuinness, the Vice President of the